Stillwater is one of Minnesota's oldest European settlements, incorporated in 1854 on the same day as St. Paul, but prior to Minneapolis. The territorial convention that resulted in Minnesota's statehood began here, where this subtle, thriving town's riverfront business district now stands. Growing up around the thriving lumber industry on the St. Croix River, Stillwater sits at the boundary of Minnesota and Wisconsin. It's a town full of old character and a harmonious blend of businesses that line a walkable downtown that sits below the River Bluff residences and several miles north of the state prison in Oak Park Heights. But much of Stillwater's charm and certainly its continued fame traces a path out of downtown and across the river into Wisconsin via the lift bridge. This steel vertical lift bridge was opened to vehicle traffic in 1931, replacing a previous swing span built in 1910. Now almost 100 years old, this low river crossing is serving its community as a pedestrian and bicycle bridge. It has also reset the character of Stillwater to better cater to the locally scaled metro tourism industry that keeps Minnesota residents raving about their state. Designed by Waddell and Harrington, the engineering company that gave America the steel and interstate bridges in Portland, Oregon, Stillwater's lift bridge most recently carried Minnesota Highway 36 into Wisconsin, where it ran east as Wisconsin Highway 64 to New Richmond and points beyond. It was closed to vehicle traffic in 2017 upon the completion of the St. Croix crossing to the south. That bridge and the dilemmas faced in its design are enough for a video all their own. The net result of the highway diversion have been the restoration of comparatively sedate traffic levels in Stillwater's historic downtown. The communities in Minnesota east of St. Paul, as well as around western Wisconsin, have a well-established economy spread onto and above the banks of the St. Croix River. What was once the work site of French fur trappers and then sawmill workers is now an antique picker's playground, an upscale diner's relaxed evening hangout, or a history seeker's trolley bus tour depot. But it wasn't always this way. In my lifetime, we used to head out to Stillwater for day trips that got us out of the suburbs and to what my family from Iowa might call a nice old town. When the lift bridge was open to vehicle traffic, the downtown streets were typically congested by the flow of regionally commuting traffic that utilized the bridge as an intermediary crossing between Hudson and Taylor's Falls. The location of the bridge among the region's weekender and residential motor traffic routes set a lot of vehicles through downtown Stillwater. Once they negotiated the turn south out of town, Highway 36 continued around and up the bluff and west into suburban St. Paul, quickly becoming a divided highway. The new crossing eliminates the need for regional traffic to intermingle with those seeking Stillwater's wares. It has also given the park side between the river and the dozens of eclectic businesses a more escapist attitude for the pedestrian. It gives Stillwater a remote getaway flair, and allows for the roadside attraction seeker to more freely move through the St. Croix Valley. Also enhanced is the bike and pedestrian trail system. Marked among the bridge's wayfaring aids is a guide to the introductory loop trail for which the lift bridge is the centerpiece. Both sides of the river also make usage of larger state trail system connections, another significant tourism revenue generator for Minnesota and Wisconsin. Previously, this bridge would have been less than ideal for cyclists, pedestrians, and motorists. Yet local interest in the bridge has always ensured its icon status would permit it to remain in the community after the building of the new bridge downstream. Like its sister city Hastings to the south, Stillwater has spent much of its existence building and reinforcing ties to a historic bridge that has brought so many visitors through its streets. But unlike the Spiral Bridge in Hastings, Stillwater residents have remained true to their bridge, despite its upkeep costs, though these have greatly diminished without the wear and tear of heavier vehicular traffic on the structure. Toward the end of its life as a vehicle bridge, it had a tendency to see damage from oversized vehicles. Also of issue was the mechanical workings of the lifting mechanism. The bridge presently provides for openings at most every half hour, though when we visited on a Monday morning after 9 a.m., it didn't open over the course of an hour, so I would presume they're opting not to wear out anything by using the heavy-duty lifting mechanism more than required for, say, the riverboat traffic that occupies weekends and evenings in Stillwater. The bridge is in various shades of green paint, wearing some graffiti and plenty of spiders. The river moves carefully below the concrete deck, and people moving across the span have the privilege of stopping and enjoying the river as motorists only could when the bridge was in the raised position. One also has the rare capability to cross over a historic wild North American river, out of one state and into another. Though one would need to continue on a considerable ways more than what we've walked so far to find as much to do in Wisconsin as there is in Stillwater. So, having escaped Minnesota for an excellent moment, we turn around and are persuaded to leave Wisconsin for life, etc. South of the bridge is a walking trail that follows an abandoned rail grade. There are some satisfying sights of nature and 19th century masonry among the overgrowth of the riverbank forest. With a slightly around-the-bend nature prevailing, Stillwater will keep on taking in wayfarers and their pocket change and sending them home with precocious home decor and memories of a place on a river with a bridge that is there solely for the individuals walking its streets, to elsewhere and beyond. That's Stillwater. We'll be around next week to talk about Hastings on the Mississippi River. While we're in between trips and burning the candle on Duluth and Chicago minutia, you can check out these videos. I can't wait to travel further and see what we can find. Till then, take it easy. See ya.